Going on, Jerome? So we are back, and during draft season, instead of actually working hard and putting out original content, we just take the work of people who work really hard, and then we just critique it. I mean, for hashtag content, that's how it goes. So, CBS Sports 7-round mock draft came out. Draft analyst Josh Edwards over there. This is from March 27th, so a couple of days ago, so should be relatively fresh. This is before the Trent Williams trade goes down. Yeah. So we're going to take a look at who he gave the Vikings on their 12 picks. Let's dive in right away. So first you see pick 22. This is another Gross Matos draft where, again, the national media looking at it was like they have to replace Everson Griffin, yada, yada, yada. But, I mean, Afadio Denebo, I mean, come on, one time. As well as I like Gross Matos. I think that he could certainly develop into something, especially under the tutelage of Andre Patterson. But also, I mean, there's so many other needs. And if you truly are going to go BPA at this spot, as weird as it sounds, I may go Patrick Queen, who ends up going to the Saints here at pick 24. Because I don't think that if Zimmer is long for this job, I don't think Anthony DeBar necessarily will be either. But just in terms of picking up a very unique playmaker, a guy that will come in and in terms of replacement value down the line, I like Queen over Gross Matos. Don't get me wrong. Great player here as well. But, also the fact that you're passing up Josh Jones, who ends up going 26 to the Dolphins, I'm just like, at this spot, because, the four of the big five, big six offensive linemen are off the board. Josh Jones goes here. Austin Jackson ends up going to the Niners to replace Joe Staley eventually. But, man, given this spot, I would have probably taken Jones or even Jackson at 25, but 25, pick 25, pick I really like. So Christian Fulton, who consensus is either the cornerback 3 or 4 in this draft behind Kuda and CJ Henderson. I really like this one. I mean, he's got the size, he's got the length. The fact that the Vikings do need to address cornerback, and he does something that I really like here in a sec for the Vikings specifically we'll get into. But, I mean, Fulton at 25, I think is value that you can't really pass up. But overall, I like the Fulton pick. I'm sort of okay with the Gross Matos pick. I'm sure he'll turn into a double-digit sack beast every single year, which is perfectly fine as well. But for problem for me in this draft is that I love so many players that are going to go between like 30 and 60 picks on the board. So I'm just adore so many of these top-end second-round picks. So just look. All right, so T. Higgins goes late first. AJ Terrell is fine. Cesar Ruiz, I really like. Is he going to go second round? TBD. This is a pretty weak interior offensive lineman class. Denzel Mims, Neville Gallimore, Jalen Johnson, Ezra Cleveland, our freaking guy. Laviska Shenault ends up going to the Texans. Ross Blacklock. I mean, there's just so many. Trevon Diggs. I mean, there's so many. There's so much talent that's going to go towards the top end of the second round. Lloyd Cushenberry, interior offensive line from LSU, the Auburn corner. I mean, Robert Hunt, Nathaniel Moody. Whew. I mean, Antoine Winfield Jr. I mean, there's just so much rich talent that goes at the top of the second round. I feel like that actually does kind of happen at every single draft, by the way. But the fact that the Vikings, I'm on board. I'm okay with Gross Matos. I love the Christian Fulton pick, but this is a spot where I feel like the Vikings, if they wanted to trade out of the first round, accumulate some more draft capital, or even kick it to 2021 and assemble more there, could be a beautiful spot for that. All right, so next up, second round. Antoine Winfield Jr. goes to the Cowboys. It hurts, but 51 overall, it's a nice spot for him. All right, so next up goes Michael Pittman. Vikings get a wide receiver on the board. 6'4", 220, 230 if he's announced. Kirk needs a tall receiver, but I do like Pittman. I think he's a bit underutilized at USC, but of course, I mean, things under Clay Helton haven't gone exactly swimmingly. I think he does match up really nice with what Adam Thielen does. You just put him on the outside, set and forget it. A big-bodied receiver out there for Kirk Cousins. Let's go. So I really like the Pittman pick. Next up. So Vikings finally get on the board offensive line. Solomon Kinley goes in the third round, 89 overall. And in terms of I like Kinley. I don't like Kinley with him being the first and really only immediate contributor for the Vikings on the offensive line. Would much prefer if he's a circle back. Say if the Vikings would have gone Josh Jones at 22 and then came back around and got Solomon Kinley in the third round, would have been much more on board with that. But I do think right away, week one, he does compete for one of the open guard spots. And yes, I do consider Elflein's guard spot to be open. All right, so next up. So some that he did that I really like. So the Vikings circle back twice on cornerbacks. Again, Meek Robinson, cornerback from Louisiana Tech. Now, small dude from a small school is immediately going to be a nickelback. And this is something interesting where not a lot of cornerbacks immediately come in and are nickelbacks, but Meek Robinson has had a lot of work in the slot. A lot of times you're taking a boundary corner and just trying to jam him into the slot, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't immediately. So I like that Robertson as well as Christian Fulton right away is going to really upgrade the Vikings cornerback room. So I like that aspect of what CBS did here. Next up, TJ goes to the Patriots. That is so annoying. Anyways, next up, fourth round, number 132 overall. Another pick I really like. So Geno Stone, who, depending on what analysts to go to, probably is safety 4 or 5 in this draft. I mean, Delpit, McKinney, Winfield, and decent drop off to Stone. But I think at this stage of the game, it's a really great pickup. I mean, Stone's going to come in and hedge your bets. I mean, is Harrison Smith going to be long for this team, getting a little bit older, as well as Anthony Harris? Is he going to play on the franchise tag? Is he going to be extended long term? Are they going to let him go? I don't really know. But the fact you're getting Stone in the 4th round, I think that's great value. Next up, into the 5th round. So Vikings picking up monster of nose tackle Leki Fudu out of Utah. And I understand this pick. I will understand this pick a lot more if they didn't sign Pierce. Like if this was just a supplementing of Shamar Stephen as well as Julio Johnson, who TBD there. But also if they do pick up Fudu here, I mean, I think it is a clear sign that they are moving to a 3-4, or at least incorporating a lot more aspects of a 3-4, because Fudu is going to be your prototypical 3-4 nose tackle, backing up prototypical 3-4 nose tackle Michael Pierce. It does make a lot more sense there. Into the 6th round. All right, so that's the pick that they got from the Vikings. Sure, whatever. All right, so 6th round, doubling back on wide receiver, so picking up Colin Johnson, 6'6", 222 out of Texas. Now, we'll get into it, but Kirky needs tall receivers. 6'4" Pittman, 6'6" Colin Johnson. They're starting a basketball team to go with BC Johnson and Adam Thielen and Tajay Sharp, the shorties. Let's go. All right, next up, also in the 6th round, you'll notice that Spielman does generally take a linebacker 6th or 7th round, starting to fill up the backup linebacker role, whether it be Edmund Robinson, Brandon Watts, Larry Dean, Mike Maudie, Gerald Hodges. Or was Hodges a trade? That doesn't matter. As well as, last year, Cameron Smith, 5th round pick, didn't quite work out. Kittrell Brothers, 4th round pick back in the day. But Kaliki Hudson, who, a bit undersized, certainly a quick linebacker, come in and back up a couple of spots and play some special teams. Not mad with that pick at all. Into the 7th round. So, all right, so the Vikings finally go quarterback. So here it is. Here's the rub. So, James Morgan, Florida International University, FIU. Let's go. Big, major arm talent, has an insanely live arm, but the problem is he's from Green Bay, grew up next to Lambeau Field, and is a huge Packers fan. So I understand that it's petty, but also, All right, next up. All right, last 2 picks in the 7th round. Ones I like. So J.J. Taylor. Oh, there you go. All right, come on. All right, so J.J. Taylor, dynamite. That's right. Sort of the spark plug, scat back from Arizona. I really enjoy him. Yes, the Darren Sproles comps are certainly there. Yes, the Austin Eckler comps are certainly there. But just a really fun joystick player that adds an element to the Vikings backfield that they frankly don't have right now. And also, if they did move on from Dalvin, a combination of J.J. Taylor and Alexander Madison, that's not a bad running back room. And lastly, they picked up Clemson offensive lineman Tremaine Antrim, which right tackle in college is going to kick inside in the NFL. I think in 7th round, just getting a developmental offensive lineman, it's really, really great. All right, so for me with this draft, go back up to the top. All right, so for me in this draft, I mean, the biggest critique is clearly, they ignored the offensive line. I mean, grabbing Kinley in the third, does he start right away? Maybe, as well as you wait till the seventh to pick up another offensive lineman after him from Clemson, which is developmental at best. So for me, I want to come away from this draft with at least 3 offensive linemen, ideally one in the first or second round, or either first or second round, or second and third, one of the two, or doubling back, 2 in the third, whatever. But the fact that they didn't really go offensive lineman early, it's fine. I get that Gross Matos is perceived to be BPA, a lot of value there, it's for sure. But also, if the board plays out like it did, if they don't take Josh Jones or Austin Jackson, trading back, I think would be really huge. I like the Christian Fulton pick. I think he is up there in terms of one of the better cornerbacks in this draft. I think he fits in well with what Zimmer does. I like that they went not back to back, but put up 2 day 1, day 2 cornerbacks in Fulton, and then Robertson is going to kick in and play slot right away. I like the Geno Stone pick. It is really good. But, I mean, overall, it's okay. It is okay. Pittman, and again, Colin Johnson, it doesn't really do a ton for me. I understand it's a 6th-round pick, it's whatever, but would have much preferred, say, like a Aaron Fuller from Washington. I think he's a little bit more electric, brings a little bit more dynamic to the offense. But, I mean, overall, if this happened for the Vikings, I mean, obviously, since we're a fan, we can find something to bitch about everything. But if this went down, aside from the offensive line, I would be okay with this, especially mid to late rounders. I really enjoyed here from CBS Sports and Josh Edwards. So what are your thoughts? What's your critique of our critique? Let us know in the comments section below. Subscribe, Daily Vikings Takes. You know what to do. Skull, production value.